It's WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard and the damn division of Grumpy Vulture Productions. You already know that shit. Okay, live from Studio B, it's me, the Grumpy Old Man. Hello, friends. Gotta apologize for missing 2 days, but I have a bad habit of getting involved in shit. And I lose track of time. Now, Monday, I was over in Studio A because I had to re-cable everything. I had new cables, and of course, part of the problem is I purchased this stuff in anticipation and then put them in a safe place. Well, usually that safe place ends up being forgotten about. So Monday I decided to tear the storeroom apart and look for all the cables I purchased since December, because I had a mixture over there between the computers and the monitors and the mixer and the interface. It was new, this, used, maybe. So I just ripped everything apart and recabled everything. And Tuesday, after I went to the store, that's a story in itself. Tuesday, I come back from the store and I decide to get all the microphones together, all the XLR microphones, because we've already tested all the USB stuff over here. But I had XLR mics and it don't work. So instead of reading through the whole manual, of course, this is the first microphone I had that's got like a 40-page manual to it. I emailed my buddy's son out in Burbank, and I said, that fancy don't work. To which he says, well, do you have a new 9-volt battery in that microphone? Nine-volt battery? Huh? Okay. Let's pull out the manual. Sure enough, the microphone case unscrews, and inside goes a 9-volt battery. Now, I only... 9-volt batteries were big back in the 60s and 70s. You know, a little transistor radio that I had took a 9-volt battery. Hardly anything takes a 9-volt battery nowadays. Most of my microphones take these little itty-bitty... And what amazes me is these little tiny batteries. I'll have one tomorrow. So, when I'm at the store and buy a 9-volt battery, I come back, pop it in the mic, put everything together. Oh, works like a charm. Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing when you read all the pages of the manual. Plus, yesterday, last day of the sale for the Seagram's ginger ale. I got to beat feet up there and get 4 more. Thinking, since today's the last day of the sale, it ain't going to be shit. So, I get back to the aisle with the pop. Holy shit! Here we got at least 6 feet by 4 feet by 5 feet of cases of Seagram's ginger ale. I'm like, something ain't right here. So I get my 4. I get to the cash register. And I says to Murphy. Now Murphy's got to be in her 80s. Easy. Murphy, from age 15, worked in every store that was in that plaza back eons ago. Murphy can tell you stories about that, and it's sad that she has to continue to work. But, so I says, Murph, this is the last day of the sale. I said, it's amazing all the ginger ale that there. She went, no. Sale goes on until further notice. I say, what? I run four. And the sale ain't over? No. I said, how long is it going to run? We haven't been given a date, but the sale goes on. Okay. So, just to test, I go up today. I go back. 59 cents, limit for. Now, who am I to doubt Murphy? But originally, the sale ended at the end of the month, the 30th. Nope. But you have to know the owner of this conglomerate of stores. He's a very shrewd businessman. And he knows that having what they call a loss leader, knowing he's not going to make a ton of money. Sometimes you lose money, but I doubt it. Once he has you in that store, you are going to be like grumpy. And you're going to buy other items. Especially if you go to the closeout aisle. Now, very shrewd businessman. Every store is laid out identical. When you enter to start to shop, the first area you go through is the closeout aisle. Because that's where all the bargains are. And it's like, buy it now or you're never going to see it again. And he knows at least 80% of his customers that are going through closeouts are going to purchase at least one item. Now, I know if you see it today, buy it today. Because it might not be there tomorrow. He had these spun aluminum, those neat cups that keep things hot or cold like forever. I mean, I tested them. I didn't believe it at first. And I took this cup and I put ice and cold ginger ale in the cup at 8 o'clock at night. At 8 o'clock the next morning, the ginger ale was still as cold as it was 12 hours previous. Now, this cup was $2.99. These suckers are like $25. $2.99. I take one, not thinking, because, I'd like to have one to drink out of it and one clean, ready to go so I can swap them back and forth. I go to 2 stores the next day. Gone. So I asked the girl at the service desk to call the Brook Park because I didn't want to drive all the way up there. So she does. And a cup? No. Thank you. No. They didn't have that many to begin with. But dumbass here should have bought 2. So, I will probably end up with a living room full of Seagram ginger ale. Because the sale's still on. Just saying. Now, I mentioned, remember I was talking about all my fancy porta-brace photography equipment? Okay. I'm going to show you something. This bag is called a grip kit, okay? This bag is called a grip kit. Get it focused there. Okay? Heavy suede carry strap. And it is compartmentalized, okay? You can see I got some cheap equipment in there, but it's got all kinds of compartments. For carrying cameras, sound equipment, microphones, you name it. Back in 1980, porta-brace, Grumpy had to have porta-brace. This bag was $175, okay? Now, a duffel bag for like $5.99 would have done the same job. But no. Grumpy had to have port brace. Darn it. Although I'll tell you what, they did not scrimp on this suede carry strap. Oh, comfortable? A lot better than them skinny ass, But, yeah, $175. This bag today, $229. Same bag, same strap. I mean, porter brace. They don't, not made in Chennai. No. I have a large camera bag. I might dig it out. Large, big camera bag. That bag is called the Organizer Camera Case. Okay? I might dig it out. It's on the shelf, put away in the other room, but it's huge. It's like twice the size of that carry bag. $419 today. I paid $325 back in the 80s. Oh, top notch. And every professional journalist porter brace. They had it. Grumpy the freelancer had to have it. Because you didn't get no bullshit when you went into an event. I mostly did auto show stuff. This is tacky, but pardon me. Okay. I know, it's tacky to be combing your beard on camera, but... So, there were times I did not have a job. But I wanted to see the car show. So what did I do? I would load up, not the big one, the carry bag, and then I had a bag with my tripods, and I would come 99.9% of the time. Security would go, journalist over there, thank you. And you walked past all the paying customers, around the stanchions, and into the event. And then I would just walk around. Of course, I always had my DSLR camera around my neck. And there were sometimes I would take pictures of things I was interested in, just in case some security guard was wandering around watching what's going on. So I couldn't just wander through the show. Click. Hi, security. Click. See ya. Yep. I know. Not a good thing to do. Avoid paying admission. I was cheap. All my money went to porter brace equipment. I had to show it off and get in the show for free. Of course, that was back in the days when auto shows were auto shows. Not like they are now. It looks like just a big, it looks like a giant dealership. Because back in the day, they had concept cars. And you knew they weren't really going to build them. But they wanted to show off some design ideas. And oh, some of them concept cars were wild. There were a couple one year that I wish Chrysler Corporation would have built. I mean, it would have been expensive to build a couple of these because they were wild. But, oh, I think they would have sold a lot better than the PU Cruisers, you know. They had one. I believe they were calling it the Atlantic. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Did I think they were going to build it? No. But I bet you, if they would have taken a poll, they would have had an overwhelming yes. Because it was absolutely stunning. As much as I hate Chryslers, I would have maybe bought one. Nowadays, a concept car is nothing more than a 90% complete production model, minus like the door handles and yeah, they leave a lot of shit off. But the next year, there it is. Same car you saw. Yeah. I don't even go anymore. As much as I... See, there were two reasons. First of all, was to see the concept cars. And second of all, was we did a father-son picture every year at the auto show. One year I would choose the car we stood in front of. One year he would choose the car. And that's the way it went. But now, like I say, auto show, it's nothing more than a giant auto dealership. No concept cars. And if they do have one, it's boring as shit. Ain't worth going anymore. Ain't fun. I used to get, oh my God, did I get hyped up? Oh, auto show. Concept cars. Now, not worth it. Not worth my time. If I want to see, I'll drive up and down like North Olmsted Auto Mile. Oh, look. There's a new Maserati. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why go to the auto show? Just because they're all grouped together? They don't even give any neat shit away anymore. God, years ago, geez. Toyota. Oh. Toyota used to give away the neatest shit. And if you went like after 5, you could grab hands full of that, whatever they were giving away, because they didn't have no fancy models standing there. Give you one. Here you go. Here you go. Go after 5. Yeah. Toyota, Subaru, I can't remember if it was Kia or Hyundai, gave away these really neat earphones. Now, everybody wears those goofy pods that dangle out of your ear, These were earphones with wires, But they came in a neat case, put them away nice and neat, wind the cable up, put the cap on the case. Yeah. I remember one year, Scion. Toyota tried that, it didn't work. Yeah. Let's have a low-budget, cheap division, and we'll call it Scion. Then they realized, so they just combined it back to Toyota. But Scion, they gave some neat shit away. Yeah, fancy keychains, and yeah, they spent money on stuff to entice you to buy their product. Now, now you get a grocery bag, Although, I have, because it was after 5 o'clock, many Subaru grocery bags. And they're nice when I have to go to Save-A-Lot, because you got to bring your own bag. And every other grocer out of town, they charge $2 million more than what a damn product is worth. And now you got to bring your own bag. They can't even afford to give you a goddamn bag anymore. Disgusting. Oh, we used to have a multitude of grocery markets. Fisher's, Reedy Rego's, Kroger, well, Kroger left. Tops. Giant Eagle. They slowly ran everybody out of town. And now it's like, we don't have any competition. We're going to charge what we want. And you're going to take it up the ass. That's why I go to Save-A-Lot. Not a huge selection. Not like going to Gigantic Eaglet. But they got what I want. And I bring my own Subaru bag. Yeah. I know, I'm way off the subject today, but little gripe. If I don't have a little gripe in here, you'd say, gee, Grumpy must not be feeling well. I did find something that to this day I say is amazing I found my 2 MP3 players. Now look at the size of these things. Little, they clip on your shirt. Little dipsy doodles. Now, I bought these off some discount website. And I'm cheap. So, I see these MP3 players, okay? Let's do it like Vanna White. $4.99. I'm like, well, for $4.99, even if it works like shit, I didn't buy no iPod. So I bought $4.99. Actually, it was if you bought 2. It was 2 for $7. So I bought 2. A gold one and a silver one, which I'm charging up right now because I already tested this one. Then, the next click over was earphones. So, I buy these. Okay? Hi-fi stereo. Oh. I'm like, $2.99. Hi-fi stereo. Oh. I'm like, yeah. Hi-fi stereo my ass. So, $2.99. 2 for $7. About $10.50. I got 2 MP3 players and a set of hi-fi stereo. Oh, headphones. You know, not those little stupid things that dangle out of your ear. No. Wires. I gotta tell you, I don't know how the Chingleys do it. Now, they also came with micro SD cards. So, I downloaded several songs on the micro SD cards. And when I turned it on, I closed my eyes. And I'll tell you what. This little dipshit 2 for $7 MP3 player sounded like I was sitting front row center at a concert. Unfrickin' believable. It don't weigh shit. Not that. I think the heaviest part is the battery. 2 for $7. Not no $200 iPod. Little MP3 player. Little nothing to it. This song came from an album, Elvis, live. And it happened to be How Great Thou Art, with the stamps. I love those guys. When I turned it on and closed my eyes, I thought I was sitting in front of Elvis. Fucking amazing. Little dipshit, and they still work. As a matter of fact, I haven't played these easily in 5 years. Still had 80% charge on whatever battery is in here. Got to be one of those lithium ironics. 80% charge after sitting 5 years. The other one was down to 50. Best $10 I ever spent. I took these things everywhere. Of course, you know, people look at you like, oh, is that your hearing aid? And you got them wires hanging out of your ears? No Bluetooth here. I couldn't, even if I wanted to buy some of them goofy dangly things. Unfucking believable. 2 for $7 with the micro SD card. And after 5 years, still holding a charge and play. Unbelievable. Little dipshit things. Got a little. I think I've got 30 songs on this one. I'm pretty sure. 30 on that little chip. 5 years sitting in a box. 80% charge. And play through those hi-fi stereo. Sitting in a concert. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe these things. How they get the sound out of these things is unbelievable. Somewhere I have just a random pair of earplugs, earphones, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them earphones. I'm going to see how much of a difference there is with just everyday earphones versus hi-fi stereo. Yeah, I looked at that. Hi-fi stereo. They sound almost as good as my Radio Shack Mach 1 speakers. A little dipshit thing. Talk about modern technology. You know, all my friends' kids and grandkids had iPods. iPod. I said, what the hell's an iPod? Well, Mr. Grumpy, an iPod is an MP3 player. What is an MP3 player? Well, it's a digital music player. What is digital music? Now you're talking to somebody at 33 RPM, put a needle on the record. Digital music? What is digital music? Here, Mr. Grumpy, listen. Wow. Oh. Oh. Here you go. MP3? MP3. I gotta remember that. MP3. Well, Mr. Grumpy, don't you want an iPod? Cheap. I'll find an MP3. Thank you. So I went home and pulled up Gargle, MP3. Oh, a website. Click. Oh. 247 with micro SD. I'll spend $7. What the hell? Even if they don't sound like an iPod. So I bought them. And then it said, need earphones. Where they plug in right there. Does not come with earphones. So I click to the next section. I say, oh, hi-fi stereo, $2.99. Click. Of course, I get the damn earphones 3 weeks before I get the MP3 players. Earphones, plug in, nothing. So then, they arrive. And it says, micro SD card does not contain music. So, I said to my son, music. I'm holding them. Music. Well, you have to download music. Okay, I can do that. How do I get it on this little tiny chip? Well, you need a SD card adapter. So you take the micro SD card and you put it in an adapter. Oh, okay. Now wait. You need an SD card to USB adapter. Oh, this fucking shit's getting confusing now. I'll order it for you. Okay. So he orders me the adapter and the adapter. I got it right here. This is a micro SD to SD adapter. It plugs in to the SD card to USB adapter. So, I've already downloaded music from a, at that time, free music website. And I says, okay, I have adapter. I have music. How do I get the music on there? Oh, I can do that. So I plug the USB to SD to micro SD adapter into the confuser, and I do the old drag and drop. Think, 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 think. And then I have music to put into the cheap-ass MP3. And oh my God, the sound that comes out of this dinky box that's about the thickness of 2 packs of matches is goddamn unreal. 2 for $7. Then, after I go through all this hassle, a friend's grandson gives me an MP3 player. But this MP3 player does not have a micro SD. It plugs directly into the computer and you download direct. That I have in the drawer in the bedroom, if it's still holding a charge. I have not played them in 5 years. Easy. Some more micro SD cards and try to find a free website I can download some music off of so I can have a selection. So that's what Grumpy has been doing the last 2 days. Screwing around with hands full of cables and screwing around with, which when I bought them was big technology for me. Kids walking around with fancy iPods, loaded with 200-300 songs. Although they didn't have the dangly things. I don't know, do they still make iPods? Probably. Do they make iPods that Bluetooth to the dangly things? Those irritate the shit out of me. People walk by with them. I want to ask, hey, who cut your wires off? Not to mention they look stupid hanging out of your ear. Oh, I have a Chingley's knockoff set that my son gave me. Here, Dad. I think I used them twice. Don't like them. Don't care for them at all. Although I see people out there. Not for me. But then, Monday, I take my crock pot out of the fridge and I set it on the stove to get the room temperature, okay? Then I insert it into the base. Because I got one of them. Yeah, I got the newer one that the crock lifts out of it. It's just a little one, 2-quart, grumpy size. So I put the high. Because what I do when I'm warming, I put it on high and then I kick it down to low. So I walk away from it. Don't be smacking the microphone. And about an hour before dinner time, I'm looking and I don't see the crock pot bubbling because I forgot to turn it to low. Now, other times it would be blah, 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 blah. And did it burn out? Oh, no. So I switched it off. And I switched it back on. Low, high. And I waited about 5 minutes. Oh. Somehow, I ended up being between low and high. I didn't click out all the way. It was in the middle. Should have been over here. Wasn't. Well, if you don't have the switch exactly low, high, you don't get no voltage. So needless to say, my dinner was not hot. Even after I microblasted it. And it had my favorite, kielbasa and sauerkraut. I'm on a sauerkraut kick. I got more. I finished it. This time, they were out of authentic German sauerkraut. So I had to get Bavarian style. I don't know. Made by the same company. Okay? In the same jar. Okay? I had to get the same industrial channel locks to open the fucking lid. This company, 400,000 pounds per square inch to put that lid on. Ridiculous. It's sauerkraut. It's not nuclear waste. I figured with it being a different version of sauerkraut, I could get the... I'm out in the kitchen. I go to the toolbox. Big industrial size channel locks. There ain't no need to put a lid on with 400,000 pounds per square inch. It's sauerkraut. God, you guys treat this stuff like it's some nuclear waste off of an atomic submarine. It's sauerkraut. Jesus. Yes, I could have got in a can sauerkraut. But I wanted to see what the difference was between authentic German sauerkraut and Bavarian. Tastes like sauerkraut. The only one that has a different taste is the one that's got them caraway seeds in it. Now that one, definitely. Because the caraway seeds, authentic or Bavarian, tastes like fucking sauerkraut. And then you 400,000 pounds per square inch, you put the lid on. I should send them this video. Say, you don't need to put the lid on that tight. It's fucking sauerkraut, not nuclear waste. God, I bet you they don't put the lid on nuclear waste that tight. I have to go get industrial sized channel locks. Good thing I clean them after I take my oil filter off, so that no oil gets in them. No, I clean. Grumpy's tools are clean. I don't believe in dirty tools. I even take a cloth and wipe out my spark plug socket, which I got to do tomorrow. The RAV4 needs plugs, which I got. I also ordered a set for the shitbox Nissan pickup, because I believe the plugs that are in the Nissan shitbox are the originals from the factory. Now, the shitbox has only got 148,000 miles on it. If you look at it, it looks like it's got 5,048,000. But it's only got 148,000. And I'm the third owner. And I'm still in contact with the owner. And I sent her one of them texting messages. And I said, you will remember roughly when you did a spark plug change on the Nissan. I don't call it the shitbox to her. She don't know I call it the shitbox. And I received a reply that said, I believe the plugs have never been changed. Because, see, this shitbox originally was purchased new in 97 by her mother. And if it needed any service, she took it to the dealer for her mother. And she does not remember ever being a spark plug change. Now, with them spark plugs being in that engine for 27 years, I am probably going to need a set of grenades to get them out. Hopefully, I don't have a problem with them. But being in that engine for 27 years, I don't think they're just going to twist out. Fingers crossed. And I ordered the same NGK spark plugs that it came with from the factory. Now, to me, it don't need plugs. It starts up every time and you can't hear it idle. But I think after 27 years, maybe I should change them. Although I'll probably really screw everything up and it'll run like shit. Although I am going to see if the mileage improves any. It gets great mileage. That's one thing I'll say about it. It is sad that this thing is rotting away before my eyes. Like I say, every time I slam a door, another piece of the body falls off. Because this thing just runs and runs and runs. It's phenomenal. I'll tell you what, it is a true testament to Japanese engineering. Because they build everything with the closest tolerances they can get. Some of you may remember years back, they did a Toyota commercial where they said the engines run so well they don't need maintenance. And they welded a hood shut. And they ran this car like 24/7 for like 6 months. And then they ground the hood open, checked the oil, never used a drop. And the engine, you couldn't hear it run. And that's the way my shitbox is. Coldest days of winter, fires right up. You want to go somewhere, Grumpy? I'll take you. Pistons going up and down, spark plugs flashing. Yeah. Never had a problem. after 27 years, it deserves new spark plugs. So what I'm going to do is go out and spray liquid wrench around the spark plugs. And I'll leave it sit overnight and then spray again. And then I will see how they come out of that engine. Fingers crossed. And I bet when I get them plugs out, they'll be as clean as can be. I doubt there's going to be any carbon on them plugs. Because even now, you can't hear it idle. It's just, I could put a glass of water on top of that engine and it won't even shake. And this thing's 27 years old. But of course, being a vehicle that has been in the rust belt all its life, it looks like it. Oh, the bed, no floor. Now I have plywood. But before I put the plywood in, you could see the street. 'Cause there ain't no floor. It's gone. One day, I'm driving along, and the guy behind me, all of a sudden, is blowing his horn and flashing his lights. So I stop, and he's pointing. Well, my tailgate started to fall off. Luckily, there's a safety catch. And what happened was, the quarter panels, the braces, had rotted away, and they separated. So I put the tailgate up, and I have a ratchet strap around the bed. And the ratchet strap is literally holding the quarter panels and the tailgate on the truck. That's how rotten it is. Oh my God, does it run? I get on the freeway, which I do seldom, but if I'm not paying attention, I'm doing 85 before I realize it. That's how well it runs. But every time I shut the door, another piece of the body falls off. That's why I ordered the emblems that say Shitbox Edition. Because it is. Oh. Something for tomorrow. I forgot the other Mavica camera I wanted to show you. The Family Cam. You talk about a cheap piece of shit looking camera, but it takes wonderful pictures, like my expensive one. I will show you tomorrow. Luckily, I remembered the bag. Yeah. And you got to remember, friends, back in 78 or 79 when I bought that, $175 was big bucks for, I could have bought a gym bag. But no, Grumpy had to look professional. Grumpy had to have porta-brace. A lot of good it does me now. I hardly use it. But when you pay that much for a gym bag, you keep it forever. Although, I will tell you, this bag has been through hell and back at times. And look at it. Nowhere. No. But when you buy quality porta-brace made in America, in Vermont, by hand, you get what you pay for. Easily, this bag could last another 50 years. That's the quality that this company puts out. To this day. Because recently I have seen a photojournalist with porta-brace equipment. And I looked at it. I said, "Can I look at your bag?" "Go right ahead." Same quality. Same. So you get what you pay for. Not to mention, like I say, this suede shoulder strap is made to perfection. Perfectly padded. And it's been, shows no wear. Porta-brace. The bags for professionals. Or dumbasses like Grumpy that want to look professional. Just saying. They're not sponsoring me. They're not going to send me a new bag. I doubt they would ever see this. And even if they did, they go, "Look at that." Maybe I should send it to them. They could watch it during lunch. Have a good laugh. But, and I'll tell you what, phenomenal. This little dinky piece of crap. And like I say, it sat for 5 years. Still, 80% charge on whatever that chintzy battery is inside it. Grumpy's venture into digital music technology. 2 for $7. I figured, boy, if they last a week, 5 years, 6 years, easy. Let me think. Maybe 7. I might have bought them 7 years ago. I'm going to check, because I keep yearly records. I'm going to see when I bought them. I know it's 7 years easy. Easy. Might be more. But I know 5 years ago, I put them away. I remember that. And then I found them yesterday. And I said, let's see if they work. Phenomenal. They work better than Grumpy. And with that, friends, I've given you crazy today. But I wanted to catch up and explain why I didn't stream for 2 days. I owe you that. For my loyal 40 subscribers. Maybe 41, I haven't checked. But one thing you can't say is Grumpy doesn't explain why he disappeared. I was busy. And I have a bad habit of doing things a little later in the afternoon. So yesterday, by the time I realized, oops, it was too late. So I came on a little early to let you know where I've been. And with that, I will see you tomorrow.